Hello everyone, welcome back. It is Friday. I don't know what is today, the 22nd, something like it, February. But it's raining again. We are getting up close to March, obviously. About 6 more days left in February. 6 whatever day the day is. It all runs together after a while. But yeah, it's raining again, which it's been wet. Looked at the I think it was a 15-day forecast today, and there's about 3 or 4 dry days after. It's supposed to rain today, tomorrow, and Sunday. And then I think Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday are dry. Then rain and snow 1st of March there. So I think it's up about March 8th is what I looked at. Forecast, weather forecast. It's starting to become a concern. It's been a concern, but it's really starting to worry me a little bit. A couple of reasons. Strawberries are going to need some dry weather, which is one of the crops I'm putting a lot of hope and faith in this year. And I'm going to need some dry weather to get in the field at some point. I still have not got all the plastic up from 2018. But with that being said, this I've done enough videos about it being wet, but it's a concern. I mean, it's part of what we deal with on a small farm. PJ trailer is still for sale. It's not been sold yet. Someone asked me the other day on our tillage techniques, and I've talked about this before, but we're going to go through it real briefly here and talk about what we do. And hopefully I got enough light to do this. It's getting dark pretty fast on me. But as y'all know, we moorboard plow. This is the implement we use for that. Now, after that, we use a set of discards. And what we're trying to do is cut those larger pieces of soil up into smaller pieces. Now, we're a small operation, so we use a 3-point hitch disc, and just as a point of reference of how wet it is, look at the water coming out of the ground. And I mean, it's wet. PJ trailer still for sale. So after we moorboard plow, we use the disc, and we'll adjust these gangs at different pitches to cut more or less as we go over the field. That is step number 2. Now, sometimes if the ground's sod ground or if it needs a lot of cutting, we may have to do this a couple of times to really get it worked up. Idea is for us to reduce the soil particles down to the smallest portion possible, so we have good seed to soil or root to soil contact in our plants. Alright, so we moorboard plow and we disc it with this. Now, you can compact soil with this implement. So one of the things in our soils that we really like to use, and it works really well, is a tiller plow. Now, I'm not talking about a rotary tiller. Some people call them chisel plow, shank plow, all-purpose plow, cultivator, whatever. But that's this implement. It's a 9-tooth. And what this does is rip soil up and loosens it, which does a really good job. The feet are spring loaded, and in rocky ground, that's a lifesaver. We put a log or a drag behind it to smooth that seed bed back up once we plow it. And that's kind of our 3 steps of tillage, if you will. That's the 3 things that we do for tillage. The reason I say that is I've got about 18 acres. Well, I've got about 23 acres that needs step 2 and step 3. I got about 18 acres that needs step 1, 2, and 3. You can kind of see where I'm starting to get a little nervous. I'm starting to get a little antsy. Now, someone had asked about that, so I thought I would go through that. That's our steps, and as we go through it this spring, of course, we'll make videos on each one and we'll talk about it. We've done videos on them in the past, but you know, this is a kind of a daily look, so we'll keep those videos coming. Now, the other day in a video, I mentioned a possible opportunity coming to the farm in the form of another piece of equipment. It appears that this piece of equipment is going to happen. Now, before we go any further, you know, there's a gentleman commented the other day about, you know, it seems like you spend a lot of money. Keep in mind, on my videos, I try to show you guys pretty open picture, but you know, we never talk about the finances of it. And if this does happen, I will explain the financing or the financial reasons behind this purchase, or not necessarily a purchase, but this piece coming, and it will serve as a dual purpose. It won't just be for the farm. But anyhow, that's hopefully that'll happen. That is looking to happen Monday, this coming Monday. Everything should be in place by then. Pull the trigger, get that done, get over with, be out the door, I hope. And there's a couple of reasons that, and like I said, we'll talk about that. Now, apparently I'm unlike the rest of the general population, and this opportunity that we're working on was scheduled or planned to take place a couple of years down the road. But with some changes going on, I kind of had my hand forced, and but we'll talk about that. So anyhow, but in other news, if you will, I'm going to go into the house. I'm going to put on a pair of boots that I bought, new pair of work boots, and wear them around the house. I'm trying to break them in. While we're on that subject, I've had sinus mess all winter. Danner boots. I wear a Danner logging boot, and they made a style that I had 5 or 6 pair of, and I really like the way they fit. They give me good service and everything, and of course they quit making them, and the ones they replaced them with they don't work. And you know, anybody that works for a living realizes if your feet ain't happy, you may have problems. So for years and years, I'm gonna tell a boot story now, and I don't know why I'm in such a chatty mood this evening, but so be it. For years and years, I've looked at some of the handmade boots, US made boots, and I always said, I'm gonna buy me a pair of those. I'm gonna buy me a pair of those. Well, they're expensive, and the thoughts of giving $400 or $500, $600 for a pair of boots just, you know, hurt me. So, but I'd reached the point, you know, I gotta have a pair of boots, blah 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 blah, and I was almost to the point of buying me a new pair. And I got on eBay the other night and bought a pair that the guy listed as very lightly used, worn 1 or 2 times. They look brand new. A pair of Wesco logger boot. Very pleased with them so far. Don't know why I felt inclined to tell you that story, but anyhow, And no, I've not been drinking this afternoon. But it's anyhow, I'm gonna shut up now, move on. If you like what we're doing, want to see us put those steps of tillage to work, please subscribe, follow along, hit that notification bell. It's getting dark on me, and you know, we'll show you what we're doing. See a video you like, please let us know, comment, whatever. Now, I hope you guys can see this. Light's fading pretty quick, but this is a corn patch that we've already moorboard plowed. We done that back in the fall. There's video of it. You can see that we moorboard plowed it. We've had no erosion issues. It is ready for the discars. And worst case scenario, that's about an acre we can plant. You know, we can come in there and disc it if it gets dry enough and go to planting. But you know, we've still got several steps to do. That is a rock bar, and it's a pain in the butt. But that shows you once we turned it over the winter, it's worked back down. So anyhow, you folks take care of yourself. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you later. Good night.